Hello, everyone. Here I am. I know I'm so terribly late. So much more late than I thought I would be. But I'm here. I didn't think you would see that. That's great. How are we doing? Hi, Millis. Gnarly. How are you doing? Hi. Hi, Milk. Oh no. Hello, cardigan season. Oh, wish it was cardigan season. Hi, Avgaz. Hello. Dang it. You being late makes the stream easier to catch. I do realize that for some people it's probably better. This is true. So I guess silver linings. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, it's actually my affiliate anniversary today. I didn't know you saw that. It told me that only I could see that, but alas. Um, yeah. So five years ago, minus a week, actually. Uh, well, a week and 2 days, I think. I decided to see if my poor laptop could handle streaming. I had read up on it, and I had been comforted with the fact that your very first streams, first streams, you won't have to worry about messing up because you're not going to have anyone watching anyway. That's not how it went. That's not how it went for me. A week later, I was affiliate. It went really fast. And as some of you know, I've been streaming on and off ever since. And since last year, a little bit more serious. So to me, it doesn't feel like it's fair, the affiliate, because it was so stupid just the first week. I still don't understand what happened. But yeah, I got an affiliate within a week. Um, so I don't know. I've always felt weird about that anniversary because I don't feel like it. Hi, Storm. Yeah, well, because listen, I had no presence online at all. I didn't do social media, personal or otherwise. I barely commented on things, and it was just something that I wanted to see if my laptop worked. And a week later, I was affiliate, and coming from a complete nobody to affiliate on Twitch was really weird. So that's why it is very specific because it was just very wild. I could not deal. That's all I remember. Um, so technically it was within a week, but because I decided to not stream that day, that it was a week. It's not entirely a week. It was 2 days, 2 days extra. So yeah, it was very memorable. Toulouse, please, please. We just a very good nap. Yeah, we did. And I promise you, we will go back to bed. I feel. Thank you so much. Affiliate in week is a flex. Yeah. But I feel uncomfortable with it because I don't feel like I deserved it, and I kind of, I don't know. I wanna make an anniversary for myself that feels more real and more deserved. But I really wasn't planning on talking about that today. I thought I was the only one who could see it, and I come in and everyone's saying happy birthday. It's not my birthday, thank God. But yeah, thank you. It is nice to hear. It's just weird. I feel weird about it still. I've had 5 years to deal with it, and I still can't. Ah, I mean, I am real. Yes, sometimes I doubt it, but I'm very much real. Deserving, I don't know. It was just I don't know. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, do you hear the bell? I hope he wakes up because he's been sleeping. Tuz is sitting at my feet as usual at the beginning of the stream because she thinks that she deserves all the attention in the world, and she does. But we just had a nap. Woke up at 5 and was outside with Vincent by 6. And by 7, I started to feel really bad. And I did a little bit of work, set up stream, I think. Oh wait, did it actually work? Because I was not really thinking clearly by that time, and I decided to lie down for a little bit around 9, and I kind of snoozed a little bit too long, which is why I'm late. I oh, my head is killing me. I've been in an endo episode since Friday, so I'm at my trusty hot water bottle, a little bit of coffee. I don't think I'm gonna do much today. I don't think I can even read. I did read a little bit this morning. I started Angela's Ashes last month. I have to take it over because in the last few days I wasn't able to read, which is a shame because I could have finished it within May, but alas. Um, this kind of reminds me of um, Paul Murray and I know. What was the other one? There were two. Was it Murray's or two Pauls? Two Pauls in that Booker Prize year, and that was confusion. The wrong one was called as the winner, but it wasn't the winner. It was very unfortunate. Um, I'm on page 282. Lots of notes, lots of thoughts. Can you see Toos? Look, there she is. She wants to join. Um, it's just, yeah, it's very dark and very grey. But I do like it so far. I enjoy it, which is a weird word to say about sad Irish childhood, but I enjoy it so far. Didn't do deserve it. I don't know, sir. We can talk about it another time. Because the thing is, I feel awkward about talking about it as well because I realize that most people who start streaming would die, well, would kill or die to get affiliate within a week. So it feels like I'm complaining. It's just that my confidence level at that point was abysmal. It's not great now, but at that point in time, it was really really confusing that it happened. So it's not a compliment. It's an attack on my reality for me. It feels like I'm going crazy. See, Storm, there's people who have been working really hard and still have an affiliate, and that's why it's uncomfortable to talk about because I um I mean I'm gonna allow it goes back to having CPTSD, and for me it was a comfort to know that I would not have viewers in the first few months, years. I don't know. Um, that was actually a selling point for me because I wanted to get comfortable. And instead, I was just thrown into the deep end with a lot of sharks, like quite literally, because there was a lot of harassment as well, especially in the first year. It wasn't. It wasn't. The only reason I keep going is because I do enjoy when people react positively. There's always going to be bad apples. Are you okay? What's happening? Are you coughing up another airball? Please don't do that. Do that after stream. So it's not about being humble. I mean, I'm very glad that it happened naturally, but it caused a lot of stress and a lot of imposter syndrome. It wasn't something I was familiar with for one, and also knowing now what imposter syndrome is. That wasn't what I was feeling. I was just terrified, absolutely terrified. And I did not know what to do with the negative side of it. I didn't know how to protect myself. So going from 0 to 2,000 was just a bit much. And maybe that's why the anniversary feels weird as well, because it wasn't a lot of fun, to be completely honest. It was kind of 75, 25, having a lot of people abusing me being new and not knowing what I was doing, and 25%, but I do want to do this. This is actually really a lot of fun once I've gotten everything under control. But there was a lot of abuse of me being new. I think Badani can talk about that as well because I'm pretty sure he was around back then already. It was really bad. It was really, really, really bad, and that's why for the longest of times I had all my personal messaging features turned off because it was wild. It was really wild. And again, coming from zero social media to getting that kind of stuff on a daily basis from way too many people was a lot. It was a lot. I didn't really get a chance to adjust to having anyone look at me, let alone. So I think my first week I had about this average that I see now. I don't know what you see, but I had between 20 and 30 on average in my first stream week. That was terrifying, absolutely terrifying. Um, but I learned a lot from it, about myself mostly, and I've said it many times, but streaming has been a form of therapy through the years as well. Becoming more confident, learning how to defend myself, and not be upset when there's weirdos who think they're entitled to some part of me, if not all. It's been very interesting. Being a woman on Twitch is very interesting. Let me tell you that. Why I started streaming, what my motivations were, no need to answer now. Well, first, when I thank Gnarly, oh my god, Gnarly, 13 months! It's your anniversary too? Aw, I love that. That is really cute, thank you. Thank you for your support. It really means a lot. Why? Well, um, I um, I had gotten very very attached to Jenna Marbles and Julian, their daily videos, and they helped me eat, for example, because around the time that the new videos would go up was around dinner time, and I liked eating while watching their videos, and also just her personality gave me hope. And Julian as well gave me hope that there's, normal men out there who do treat you right and do love you in a way that is healthy and slightly unhinged, but also still just very wholesome. And she cancelled herself. If you know, you know. If you don't, I'm not. I still miss her a lot. I think about her a lot. I do also still follow Julian, so that's not weird, but. I think the day that Jenna Marbles decided to cancel herself was very traumatic for the entire internet. If you don't know, I tried to find it, but there's actually a video out there. Someone made a video and with the title. They could have changed it, but it was titled something like the death of authenticity, and it was about Jenna canceling herself and how. Especially Sean, what's his name? Sean Dawson, I think, privated a lot of videos. A lot of big YouTubers. There in the graphs, there were graphs shown and shit. There was a very obvious dip in watch time for a lot of big channels because they privated videos. They were scared of being dug up and being cancelled by the public as opposed to cancelling themselves. So a lot of things changed online for me. I felt it. Hello, my username is God. Thank you. Yeah. I know a little bit too much about him these days, but I watched some docs on him. But that's a whole other chapter. But I had gotten really attached, and then the big Rona visited the world, and chaos erupted, and I was very disappointed in what I saw and heard, and the hypocrisy of a lot of people, and the mental acrobatics that I was witness to, and being punished for choice as well. I was actually leaving other people live their lives as long as they left me alone. I was happy, and I didn't mind having to stay at home. I was doing it already. It was nothing new, but I lost a lot of faith in humanity. And then Jenna canceled herself. It was just horrible for everyone. Remember the first lockdown. God, that was horrible. And I don't know. Something just clicked. Savannah Brown. The work with me part isn't actually my idea at all. And I can tell you that most of the people that are very successful at it didn't come up with it either. Savannah Brown probably didn't come up with it either, but I got the inspiration from her years before 2020. She actually had some focus sprints on YouTube live while she was writing her book that I ended up reading as well. Love it. And um, so that was in the back of my mind. I did watch people on Twitch, and it just clicked that I wanted to do some kind of focus something. I had no idea what I was doing. I just wanted to listen. I didn't even know if my laptop was able to stream in the first place. So that was why I pressed stream, go live for the first time, and then it's been chaos ever since. I've been trying to catch up with where the stream goes, but I feel like I'm always behind. The ideas in my head are too legion. What do I think about what? The fall of Constantinople in 1453 by the Ottoman forces led by Mehmed II. Jolly, I wish I knew the answer to that, but I would have to do some research because I don't know. I'd love to know though. Now look at you, pro streamer. Sure. No, I'll always be a noob, and that's okay. That's okay. I think that's probably for the best. I tried the whole setup thing. Maybe you were here for it. I still have my mic. Might use it for YouTube videos. But yeah, all the overlays and stuff, sounds and pop-ups. It's not my thing. This is for the best. Just me in a corner with a lot of books. That's probably for the best. So yeah, that's a condensed version of my first few weeks of streaming. It was terrifying, but you know, yes, there were a lot of creeps, but there were a few serious people. Some that are still around. That's baffling to me, truly. That some people actually stuck around. It's me, idiot that I can be. So. You know, I couldn't stop. I couldn't because it worked. It was slow. I had bad internet, very, very bad internet. So it was laggy. And the laptop was just really, I mean, it was working, but it wasn't the best. But then I felt like I had to, you know. I felt like people were waiting on me and it just kind of never stopped. And even though I fell away a few times for quite a few months, I keep coming back. I guess I'm a masochist. No, even though it's scary, still to this day, I enjoy the back and forth. I enjoy when you give me new ideas, when we have serious talks, when we have silly talks. I love being able to talk about books. That we have a book club now, with a proper jar, and that it's still growing. I love it. I do. I'm just a scaredy cat. That's who I am. No, nothing gonna change that. I should drink my coffee before it's cold. I see. Winston is always rioting, and now I want him to, and he's just being a good boy. He got his early birthday presents. I hope that brings you more joy than it brings you pain. Though it does. It doesn't bring me pain. And it was really bad at the beginning, and it does happen a little bit every once in a while that there's just. I think there's too many people in chat right now to actually converse with someone like that, because when someone comes in and acts weird, I know that they want attention, and they probably just don't know any other way to get attention, and negative or positive attention is still attention. It doesn't matter. They want a response, and I wish I could still take a sidebar. But for one, at this moment in time, I'm just not. I'm barely able to keep myself upright physically, as you can see. Um, but also it's just a little bit too busy. But most of the time, those people just want, you know, attention, and I kind of wish I could still give that. What kind of books am I into? Hello, it's Joe. How are you doing? Welcome. Pretty much anything, really. I'll read anything. There's always something to learn from a book, even if you don't like it. What about you? Do you read? Hi, Circus. Thank you. What the hell? I didn't know you could see that. That is so unfortunate. All right. Next year, I'll. I was just going to pretend it doesn't happen. I was just going to do what I always do with my birthday in real life. I'm just going to pretend it's not real. And if I don't say anything, then people don't know, you know, and I can just move on and live my life. But Twitch, I feel betrayed. Mm. So you could put that in the cherrypies book club submissions with cherry points. I hope it's low enough for you to already do that. Otherwise, give it 10 minutes, because we have a book club, and actually today we are doing the raffle for July. Yeah, that's really funny, straight up, because it usually takes people 2 years before they realize, wait, when is your birthday? And I'm usually able to stretch it for another year or two, but eventually people do find out. But yeah, it takes people a long time before they realize, and I don't mind at all, because I don't like celebrating my birthday at all. Bad memories. I hate hosting in real life. This is easy compared to hosting in real life. That's just not okay. Hosting in real life is very stressful. So I don't actually like my own birthday, this affiliate thing. Next year we'll do something else. Now you know I can't escape it. I think I managed to escape it for well 4 years, I guess. So see, about 2 years, and then after 2 years it comes out. Seems legit. I was talking about the book club. We have a book club. And today we're going to do the raffle for July. This month's book have already been pulled. We do a month ahead, so you have time to maybe try and find a secondhand copy in a local bookstore, because that would be ideal, of course. Or order for it to arrive. But also, if you don't really feel like something aligns that we're reading at the moment, you could just read ahead. You know, there's not really any rules aside from don't spoiler. Naturally, that would be sad if you did that. But I just want you to encourage to try and pick up a book, and maybe something resonates, maybe it doesn't. I read both of the books. We pull 2 books a month. I read both of them, so I can talk to everyone about them and say whether it was worth your time or not. And I've already started Angela's Ashes, which is one of the book, and the other one, Educated, still isn't here, which is also why we order ahead, because I don't know where it's coming from, the Educated one, but it's been I ordered them at the same time. It's still not here. Don't know what happened. What did arrive though is part of my June TBR, so I hope to make a little reel for that. This is part of it, so. Oh, I can't make it until the book arrives. Oh, that's bad. I hate that. I'm gonna put a pin in it. But Joe also, don't get me wrong. Thank you so much for the recommendation, because I have seen it a few times, and if it's in the book club, I'll probably be more inclined to pick it up, because even though I want to read it, it's a bit of a sensitive subject, because I lost my first pet, Bo, last year. In June, so that's I want to know, but maybe not right now. Oh no, my window is open. Maybe it's too late already. Sorry. Oh, I hate it. I think I'm already gonna cry about this one as well, because there's a cat there. I didn't really realize. So this one is gonna hurt. someone being weird doesn't necessarily mean they want attention. Could be multiple things, unfortunately. Yeah, that's true. But usually but yeah, what I mean with attention is, I don't know, they want to be seen, I guess. Most of the time people want to be seen, and some people don't know how to do that aside from being mean or offensive or just shocking, you know? And I currently don't have the energy to see that, and that's a bit sad. It's all about cultivating a good chat culture. Yes, once you have a bunch of people in chat, meanwhile, people that want to fuck around will be called out. That's true. That's true, straight up. I have noticed that, especially in the last accent. Why do you need an accent prompt? I've noticed that in the last year, especially. It really depends, because there are some streams out there, and I always feel bad for the streamer, because it's really stressful when people are mean to each other as well. It's not nice. That's not what you want. I am thoroughly convinced that everyone, even the people in your life that are making really weird decisions from your perspective, or even stupid decisions from your perspective, I think everyone is trying to be happy. Everyone is doing their very best to make the best out of what they've got, and some people just don't really know how to do that in a way that doesn't hurt other people, including themselves. So, hold on, did I miss anything else? Oh, the quote is working. Oh no, you asked for it. I don't know what's wrong with my timed messages, because I've tried to reinstall them, but they don't show up. Oh, I do have one. I think it was you, Storm, that asked for it. How's the YouTube project going? It's going. I promise. I promise. It's going. I need a little bit more time. Should have known. I actually had a class on project management. And they say if you think something is going to take 3 months, add 50% of that time to it. And that's the minimum of the time that you're going to need for a project. I know this, and I don't apply it. So when I said I'm going to take May, I should have said I'm going to take May and half of June. This is usually how it works. Not always. Some people, you know, are more... I don't know the word. Or don't have a uterus that is broken. I don't know. Hi, Borky. How are you doing today? Don't hate it. It's a waste of effort. Yeah, I think that emotion is generally not very productive. That's true. We're going to see. We're going to see straight up. But it's going. It's not something that I'm going to write off, because I am very excited about that. It's just that I'm very sad. And it's easier to smile when there's an audience as opposed to filming yourself. And it's very quiet. Somehow it doesn't feel quiet here when I'm streaming. It's very hard to explain, but I genuinely feel like that you're kind of here, you know, because you are. So filming myself has been a bit difficult, and the results of the first adventure into filming, which isn't even very hard. The script is just answering questions for the newbie tag. It's really not hard, but I look like I'm being held at gunpoint at the moment, because I'm very weepy, not just because I'm literally in pain, but it's just Bo's anniversary is coming up, which is also why I'm canceling the rest of the week, because I don't want to push myself through that. I'm here today because I'm very excited about the book club always. And I promised myself that I would keep it short. Naturally, stupid anniversary. I also forgot. I forgot. It popped up when I opened stream. I was like, oh shit. And then you saw. It's okay. Next year we'll do something fun, right? I'll be better prepared. Also, hopefully a little less in grief. Also add another 50% time for involuntary procrastination and naps. Oh, wisdom. Actually, once I start on a project, it's very hard for me to put it down. It's a bit of a problem. You know, you start something and you can't put it down before because I don't know. Is that weird? I cannot snooze the ads anymore. So in about 5 minutes, a little less, we're gonna have some ads. I'm so sorry. I've been working on a project for 5 years that I thought would take 6 months. Oh no, chemist. If anyone knows, Dylan is in trouble on YouTube. He's been writing a book for I think 7 years now, and it's kind of a running joke on the channel, and I love it. That's probably also going to be me because, oh, dang it, I am working on that very slowly. I just don't talk about it because I don't want people to ask. It's become a bit more personal. The book project. It always does. I don't know why I think it will be different this time, but yeah, more of the writer is in books than you might suspect. Not always, but some books. And I kind of want to prioritize the YouTube thing because I really do have some plans that also tie back into Patreon. I want to do a few things that will, one, be reasonably easy for me to make, so I don't feel as disappointed in myself as I sometimes do because of the broken universe that I have been given. Right, Toby? Hi. um, and that would be early access, not just only for Patreon, but early access. And once that is up and running, and I've gotten into a bit of a flow regarding making videos. By the end of the year, I also want to have Patreon or members only, YouTube members only, live streams where I will be reading with you and I will not mute myself, so you can get live reactions. And if you also pick up a book, we can actually read together. So I have a lot of plans. So and the book is just not on the top of it. I'm very excited about working more with books. What are you gonna read? We're gonna wait until after the ads, and then I'll pull 2 books. Is that okay, Borky? Is anyone reading the books for this month? I don't know what to say about this one yet. Educated also not. They're interesting books next to each other. These are the books that we're reading. Hi, Vinny. Thank you. How are you doing? And welcome. All the voices in her head are talking to each other, screaming, straight up, screaming, day and night. Reading me bedtime stories. I mean, I will probably do it in the evening, actually, yes. But I was thinking about an hour or two for because also I feel very lacking on what I'm offering on Patreon. I feel like I could do better, you know. But that's the only Patreon or member thing that I'm working on currently. But that's really for end of year. Maybe this is appropriate for anniversary. Actually, what I'm talking about. But the videos that I'm planning on making are really simple. I wish I could make reading vlogs, but for one, I don't think I have it in me at the moment, and that is a lot of pressure because I follow a few very aesthetically pleasing booktubers that live in gorgeous places and are a lot more extroverted than me. So that is I mean, that's a dream. But I do want to make videos about the books I'm reading and talk a bit more cohesively about them, because over here, what you're seeing here is really me just word barfing, not thinking about what I'm saying. You're getting, especially on Tuesdays, you're getting raw thoughts about the books that I'm reading. I'm not actually sitting down to puzzle out how I feel about them. So the YouTube videos will be accountability videos, what I want to read, what I expect from them, and why I want to read them. And I'll have a plug for back to Twitch and wrap-ups. and a few things here and there in between. But those are plans for the near future. There's going to be ads in 4, 3, 2, 1. Dang it. Oh, soon. Okay. I shouldn't welcome the new people in that case. I'll have to wait. Please remind me to welcome some new people. I'm trying to make up for last time, and that means I'll likely never follow along the book club, even though I'd love to in another life. What do you mean you're trying to make up for lost time? That sounds very mysterious, Toby. Is it something serious, or is it something that we could romanticize maybe a little bit? Because trust me, you need to do that. F people who say that you shouldn't romanticize your pain. You know what? That makes it bearable sometimes. Most dramatic music, dramatic clothing, and just help your mascara along if it's too waterproof. Look as dramatic as possible and revel in the sadness for a little bit. But you know what? That kind of feels good afterward. Kind of. I know, Buddy Bandit. It's makeup. Word barfing. That's an interesting way to put it. I feel like that's all I do, straight up. There are the ads, right? Who am I again? I'm no one. Truly. When do I know when the ads are over? Oh, here. All right. And then I'll welcome some new people. And we'll use the new book club jar for the first time. I suffer for this. I've been crying a little bit, a lot this weekend. So looking at screens wasn't my favorite thing. But I was really, really determined to finish putting all the submissions from the box into the jar. And I made it. There were a few rejections. Here we are. And the few that I took out because I just thought that just weren't really appropriate, but those I kept in my TBR anyway. I just took them out of the book club. And a few that were out of print. And there were some wild hardcover. Amazon is wild. If you've got a book that is no longer in print, there's people who put their secondhand books on there for like 1,300 euros. A hardcover of a sci-fi novel from the 80s or something. 1,300. I nearly fell off this freaking chair when I saw that. So yeah, I suffered truly while I was working on the submissions. If it's a first edition freaking Tolstoy signed with a handwritten letter to his lover for some reason still stuck in it, yes, maybe. But dang, just a paperback? No, I laughed. Actually, it was kind of funny. It was kind of funny to look at those prices. I should have saved it and just keep an eye on it because I kind of want to know who buys that. I don't think there's a way to find out. All right. Hi, Millie Drops in Life and Andril. Thank you so much for the follows. How are you doing? We're going to do the book club raffle. Is that okay? Do we want to know what we're going to read in July? Suddenly taken by a wind that compels me to write, and I want to take it seriously. Oh, Toby, please do. Oh my gosh, if you can't read along, that's fine. If you don't want to, I wish we could have a talk. That's a different story, because I feel like if you don't want to because you think you don't like books, you're convinced that books are boring, then maybe we can have a conversation about that, and maybe I can convince you to try, you know. But if you're seriously working on something to write, or if you're following some other dream, do that. Of course, that's more important. The book club is to kind of motivate you to try, or for me, collect as many niche titles as I possibly can, and read books that I never would have even known existed. And I want to make other people excited for it as well. But if it doesn't resonate, if you don't feel like it, don't do it. Never do anything that you don't want to do. Not in this stream. But if you want to keep us up to date on what you're writing, you don't have to spoil it or anything. But if you wanna vent, or I don't know, just anything about what you're doing, that is totally fine. Basically, I want you to do what makes you feel good. And reading is a really easy, a pretty accessible way to not only learn but also have a really good time. So it's my hyper focus. It's just my. I'll try to explain it in my newbie video, but basically I scared people as a kid because I would just not move. I just sit on the couch in the summer vacation, and I would just wouldn't move for days on end because I was reading. And multiple people when I got older told me that terrified them, which is really amusing to me. Get ready for Miss Byrne to get picked. Ooh, it is in there. Yes, yes, it is. I do need to read that. No, I'm not gonna start that conversation. All right, I need to take a sip of water. I love books. I just need to spend all my reading time doing research. Unfortunately, if you're still doing this a decade from now, maybe Topi. I hope I am still doing this a decade from now. I really do. I mean, I've already made it 5 years, so a decade should be doable. And once I've reached a decade, then what's the point of stopping? You know. So just come back, and I'll be here. Ishmael. That's the title, right? Because I was so confused. I thought that was the Long Way Gone book, but the writer of that book is Bea Ishmael Bea. I don't know what order, but that's actually a book title. But and that when I they were pretty close in putting them in there as well. So I picked up the old post-it with A Long Way Gone first, I think. And then Ishmael came by, and I was just like, I am on painkillers, but am I actually going crazy? So confused. But yes, I do have to read that. Oh, thank you, Topi. I mean, it took me 30 years, but it's really boring to try to be someone else. And a lot less stressful to just be who you are. I'm not sure what to do with your name, so I'm gonna say Minky. Hello, welcome. What am I gonna do with your name? Please tell me what's happening. Boulevard? Oh no. Shall we do it? Shall we just do it? Let me just chug this cold coffee. Winston has never been this quiet during stream, has he? It's unbelievable. He has never slept through the beginning of a stream. What's happening? Hi, Adam. Thank you. Oh, gosh. All right. Twitch be lying. Twitch be lying. Oh, Monkey. Oh, Monkey Boulevard. All right. The Boulevard, I could have guessed, but I was one letter to the left, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying today. Hello, Monkey. How are you doing? Welcome. We have a book club, and I'm about to pull 2 books that we are going to read in July. Unless you want to read them right now, as I said, be my guest. Just read. Right. So I have this really cool toffee jar that I got from the store I volunteer at, and I have all the submissions that you can put in through cherry points in here, handwritten on a post-it. And let's see. First book. Ethereal fiction, highly speculative, hopefully philosophical. Topi, can I how do you call that? I honestly, I wasn't kidding. I'm on painkillers. Words are difficult today. Can I put it in order, Topi? It helps, right? If people put a pre-order, that's it. First time I witnessed a book club draw. Oh well, okay. Well, let's see. I hope it's not like something something weird, because I did keep Get on My Swamp in there, for example, and Squeak and Unhinged. But unless we read any of those, I will probably not put in any more of those genre. Anyway, the first one we have built is I Will Always Write Back by Caitlin Ali Firenka. And it was submitted by Erin. Erin isn't here right now, but that's okay. I will tell her. Let me see. Oh, not the biker gang. Oh, it's so loud. As of this moment in time, where did you go? Where did you go? Oh, here. Um, Everything that is in the submission jar should be available generally, and shouldn't be more than $20. But you know that could always change. But it should be up to date now. I guess I'll just go through it once a year. Um, this is the first one we have drawn. It was first published in 2015. And it says on Goodreads, the true story of an all-American girl and a boy from an impoverished city in Zimbabwe, and the letter that changed both of their lives forever. It started as an assignment. Everyone in Caitlin's class wrote to an unknown student somewhere in a distant place. All the other kids picked countries like France or Germany, but when Caitlin saw Zimbabwe written on the board, it sounded like the most exotic place she had ever heard of. So she chose it. Martin was so lucky to even receive a pen pal letter. There were only 10 letters and 40 kids in his class, but he was the top student, so he got the first one. That letter was the beginning of a correspondence that spanned six years and changed 2 lives. In this compelling dual memoir, Caitlin and Martin recount how they became best friends and better people through letters. Their story will inspire readers to look beyond their own lives and wonder about the world at large and their place in it. I'm okay with that. I was just thinking what that means in comparison to the books that we're reading this month. A lot of the books that are in there are quite heavy, I have to say. Let me link it real quick. I should make a direct link. I'll make a note. I'll do that. I'll do that later today, because I don't think I'm going to be able to do it after stream. I am losing everything constantly. I didn't clean up my desk. How many entries are in the book club jar, would you say? Oh, I can tell you exactly. I can tell you exactly what's in there. It's horrible. It's horrible. I'm sweating my ass off because it's like 28 degrees over here, but I'm in pain, so I need the hot water bottle. So I'm boiling. I'm boiling. It's a good thing you can't smell, because it probably smelled really bad. Musky. 136. I think that's exactly. Let me double check it against. Yeah, 136. So I wrote 136 tiny post-its. Watching people read seems fun, but when I actually give it a go, I give up. What? Why, monkey? Is it the book? Is it because it's hard to keep your attention? Is it something else? It sounds heavy. I mean, it looks hopeful. I would say if I look at the cover, if I look at it, they're probably going to talk about things that are a bit confronting, especially if you're not very, if you don't really know what life is like over in Africa, which will be for a lot of people among us, me included. I've only recently started to learn a little bit more, and it's work in progress. But it doesn't look like a book that will break your heart. I think that this book will eventually show you that there's hope, that there's good in humanity. That's what, or unless that they made very bad decisions. I can't imagine that book ending with a something horrible, because that would just not look, that would just not make sense. That wouldn't make any sense. But that's the first one. I mean, I checked everything. I'm so scared. I'm so scared because there were a few in there. Yeah, it's just, I mean, secondhand. I could get it for about a few bucks, and a new paperback is like $10 over here, which should mean it's still in print. It's it's not gonna break your heart, as in it's not gonna actually be devastating, because it's intended, and I don't feel like that means much more than the language used, but it's intended for the ages 12 to 17. To me, that only says that there's a limited use on difficult words. It doesn't mean that the story is less just because that's an age bracket that has been decided by God knows who. So if you want to learn something about humans and step into the shoes of two people that probably have very different lives than we do, I think will be a fun read. It's not, this is heavy. Okay, so this is one of the books that we're reading this month. If you have trouble dealing with death, and the death of infants in particular, don't read this, because this is about the Irish having a very hard time. This is very heavy. Don't read this if you don't want to be confronted with that, because this is real. This is a semi biography. That's why I had to think, because this is about what I just pulled. I'll always write back is a bit of a biography. The Tara Westover book, Educated, is also a biography. So it's a bit biography heavy at the moment. I'll make a note about that, which brings me to let me think. What was I saying? I made the note. It's over there. Where are you? I keep losing you. It's not funny, but it's also kind of funny. I think you're open in two different places as well, which is even more confusing. Hi, Chico. How you doing? See, I'm in two different chats. Wait, where are you? Here you are. I'll close this one. I'm not okay. Oh, that probably wasn't good for my connection, but I don't know. Ticket, hello, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. How are you doing? I just had a sidebar in my mind. It does make me think about the spooky season and Christmas in particular. I think I'm gonna make two. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna find. I'll try to find something nice to put the submissions in. But I think I want to have a spooky and a Christmas edition. I'll probably make a different cherry points thing as well for that, because that would be easiest for me, I think. Because I think it would be fun to read appropriate books during October and December. Um, but because I'm so scattered, I should just make a note of it. I just made a note of it. Winston, wake up, you bastard. Um, don't you think that would be more fun instead of having the random submissions and maybe pulling a summer book or something that would be more appropriate for summer in December when it's Christmas. So I think I want to have a separate spooky season and Christmas season submission thingy. So we can do at least one book that is appropriate to the season. I don't know. I don't know. I think I want that. I would hate to read something about summer in winter. There's so many of them in there. All right, second one. It's a blue one. Okay, perfect. Oh, do I remember what this is about? This is also very dramatic. But this one is Last of the Breed by Louis L'Amour. And if you just do it, wow, why am I screaming? Oh, no, wait. Oh, it is. Oh, dear Lord. I thought I didn't do it. I didn't do it right. But it is. There is still a mass market for sale. Oh my gosh. That would be awkward. First, first raffle, I'm already finding mistakes because I'm sure there's mistakes in there. It sounds very ominous. All right. Mm, Here is the kind of authentically detailed epic novel that has become Louis L'Amour's hallmark. Hallmark? L'Amour is throwing me off because my dictionaries are going insane. Do I say it in English, Dutch, or French? I don't know. It's the compelling story of U.S. Air Force Major Joe Mack, a man born out of time. When his experimental aircraft is forced down in Russia and he escapes a Soviet prison camp, he must call upon the ancient skills of his Indian forebears to survive the vast Siberian wilderness. Only one route lies open to Mack, the path of his ancestors, overland to bring the Bering Strait to the Bering Strait. I feel like there's a spelling mistake, or it is English and it's not supposed to be English. Across the sea to America, but in pursuit is a legendary tracker, the Yakut native Alekin, who knows every square foot of the icy frontier and who knows that to trap his quarry he must think like a Sioux. Sioux? Or do I actually, is that a silent? I never know how to pronounce these things. I don't hear them. I'm not sure what this is, but it's available. Well, you have to add Lewis to it, Last of the Breed, and add Lewis, because otherwise you get weird things. I had a few other ones. I didn't. I was just fighting to get through them. 134 of these, or 36 of these stupid little post-its is a lot more than you might realize. I had to check Amazon and I had to put them on the shelf in Goodreads, but also my personal shelf because I do try to check. When I buy new books just for casual reading that it's not in the book club unless I really want to read it these days. But you have to add Lewis. Um, I will make sure that there's a prompt or a command. Hold on. Is it available? Am I mistaken? I mean, this is secondhand. That's paper mass market. The hardcover is like 78 euros. That's insane. Is it? I don't think it's a wait. You tell me, can you find it? Hold on, I'll give you the... Because I didn't catch that. There is no cover on Goodreads, and that's a bit suspicious. I didn't realize that. Where did you go? I swear. Well, God, the thing is, if it's a book club book, if, I need it to be available to everyone. So, well, there's really not any rules for you for the books to be submitted. I mean, unless it's like a school book, I do want it to be interesting. A little bit. I have to be able to make it sound interesting at the very least. But if it's not available, if the only way to get the book is Kindle, then it's not available for everyone. Probably most people. So I need it to be available for a reasonable price through a general seller, and Amazon is unfortunately a widely available seller. And if you can't find it in a secondhand place, then you will surely find it there. And if it's not available for anyone, and if I only can get oh god dang it, a second hand, or get that's just not that's not fair, then that means that the options are diminished. So now you can choose, if you're determined to participate in book club, you can choose one of these books, and maybe they're both sounding like but you know, you wanna participate, and you'll choose one of the lesser evils. At least if it's only one book, that's not a choice, you know. Yeah, you're being forced to read something. So that's why we have two. So you do have a choice, which also means that both options have to be available, and if one of them isn't really available, that means that you don't have a choice, and that's kind of what I'm worried about. The most interesting book club book was the I'm traumatized by that book. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I want to donate it, but also I should probably frame it or something, because that was wild. Actually upset. But could you do me a favor and see if you could buy it, the last of the breed, because I'm afraid that maybe there's only 8 available where I am, and it doesn't say more on the way, and I don't think that was there yesterday when I was putting it in there, which is interesting. I foreshadowed my own life once again, because I started with as of now, this is up to date. But that could change. Books can go out of print. Didn't realize it, but that we would pull something that might be. Because if I'm not saying go buy this book, but I'm just asking, could you tell me if you would be able to buy Lost of the Breed by Louis L'Amour? Because if not, we'll pull another book, and that's just a very, very unfortunate. Because I do remember that it's an older book. Okay? But is it below $20? Is it also like a physical book? We're not talking Kindle. Paperback or hardcover must be under $20. Only then do I feel like it's reasonable. You know? But yeah, it was first published in '86. Oh no. Should I pull another one? Oh no. Charlie Cat Chronicles. Yeah, oh no, Toby! I wanted to read that, yes. I'm just scared. I'm scared to read about cats. This is already gonna be, oh. They didn't talk about cats in the description. And I kind of have to email Amazon, because I bought this new and something happened with it, because there's a lot of crap on it. These are the books that a few of the books that I'm going to read next month, aside from the book club books. It's not going to be anytime soon. You can rest easy. It's not. might not be your vibe, but how about maybe sharing books? Might not be 100% legal. Sharing books. No, no. Um, I'm not worried about legal, but what people often don't realize is that being a writer is really not profitable. um, I saw a breakdown recently, but like if you get a 100K book deal for 3 books spread over 3 years, and then like taxes that you have to pay your agent and the publisher that takes a percentage. It's really what's left over is really not even minimum wage. You know, if you break it down. So a 100K book deal sounds amazing, but it's really not. So, um, while I do think when it's older books and the authors are long gone, classics, for example, then yeah, they for one become public property. I think it's 70 years after after an author dies, it becomes public property. I think, and you could publish it for example, but also the author doesn't feel it if you don't buy it. Um, but if the author is still alive, um, I would rather buy new. Plus, I really don't want the book world to die, the physical book world. And while I do use Amazon, I also have different ways to get books secondhand. And I do visit my local bookstore quite a lot. So when it comes to books, I'm not worried about the legal part. I'm worried about royalties and bookstores closing. So that's why I don't want to encourage sharing books. One day you will read it and you will cry. I will. I know. I will. In general, I make up for that via Patreon or Ream, but lots of books you can't buy outside of Amazon. You can go to your local bookstore and ask them to order. Most of the bookstores out there will do that. And there's definitely, because I recently found, I don't know the name, I recently found a website that resells written off copies and secondhand copies, so copies that were less than perfect. This is one of them that should have been in there. Don't you think this is all glue and paper. I got most of it off already, but this is not supposed to. It's not supposed to be on there. So this should have been a write-off, and there's this website, and there's multiple, because I know in America there's a few businesses that were set up a few years ago that also buy these books up that are a bit broken or a bit bent, and they sell it for less. They're still new though, and that those books were still paid for. They weren't thrown away. So the authors should still get some kind of royalty, I hope. But there's loads of places online these days, aside from Amazon, that sell secondhand or new books. You just have to look around a little bit. I would say Amazon is just the easiest. The thing is, if we pull books a month ahead, you now have all the time in the world. Even if you were to order an originally translated into English book that was written by someone in China, you now have the time to order that book, so to speak. If we had pulled something like that, you know, so that's why we kind of decided to pull the books a month ahead to make room to find a copy. But it does have to be in print. If it's not in print, it's just gonna stop. If the book is $1,300, then I don't think anyone's gonna read it. If one is poor, book theft is understandable. The mind stars the same as the stomach. This is true, but there's also libraries, Dopey. And you don't have to pay for a subscription to be able to sit in the library and pick up the book. There's always ways. I think yes, it's understandable, but if you want knowledge and writers and artists, because I feel like writers belong to artists. If you want that sector to stay alive, then one should always try to support that, right? And I know it's not always possible, and you have to do what you can do. I'm just stating how I feel about it, and telling you something that you may not know. Not everyone realizes that a book deal, people, just because someone got a book deal doesn't mean they're now freaking millionaires. No, they're still starving artists, probably. The breakdown that I saw of 100K, I think that person was left with a 10K a year at the end of it. Because the costs were just insane. I don't remember this. I don't remember the specifics, and I don't want to lie. I just know that at the end of it, the guy said so. Maybe don't give up on your day job just yet, just because you got a 100K book deal. Don't give up your daytime job, because you're gonna need it. So, but like I said, if it's a public property, that by all means, because I would very much like you to read more as well. But then again, it's a bit of a dire situation when it comes to not just publishers and bookstores, but other artists, music, for example. And we need to support each other. We need to support each other. Your money is a vote. If you don't know, your money is a better vote than your vote is. Think about that one. Or don't, because it's quite depressing, actually. Hi, Timahu and Pixin. Thank you so much for the follows. Welcome. How are you doing? The good thing about a book deal is once it's written, you don't have to do anything, and it's passive income. So if you keep the job and have that income next to it, it's nice. Most people get a book deal. Most people get a book deal, and then still have to write the book. Most book deals are made now. It is changing really rather rapidly, with self-publishing and publishers picking up books that already have been published, which is a mistake because they should probably be edited. But it's not a story at all. But most people get a book deal from either the first book or from the rough draft, and usually that means that now, let's remain with the 100K. People may think that you're rich because you got a 100K book deal, but actually you now have to live on 10K until you're done writing the books, and then the royalties come in. They don't come in until the books have been written. So it's so much more complicated, and I don't know, writing a book is amazing. Books go through time and teach you so much more than a school could if you just pay attention, if you just learn to be curious. You can learn so much more from books. I do get books from my library whenever they're stuck. See, there you go. I was a librarian, so I also support libraries. I love libraries. They're good places to just calm down as well, and do a little bit of work, or just sit. Don't even have to read. I have a free bus that makes a loop near my library, so I drop books off, pick more up, and get back on the bus with them, and it's great. Oh, that is great. You would think that I almost thought about it. I hope so, because it turns out that a lot of these things are unintentional. Hi, Timo. It was a kid. I lived in a local library, and I learned so much that I wouldn't have otherwise. Yeah, chemist. Books are great, and I wouldn't be here without them. Okay, I'm gonna go. In case you missed it, I am not going to be streaming for the rest of the week. I hope I'll be here on Sunday, even for a little bit, because it's Winston's birthday, but also that's the day after I lost Bo, next Sunday. So I'm not really sure in what state I'll be next week. So no promises for next week. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my best. Because there's something to be said for distraction, but also I really I'm really destroyed, really sad, and I don't want to push myself through working when I really need to cry. You know, sometimes you just gotta cry. So I don't know when I'll be back. I hope Sunday. Maybe I'll do another Sunday and then the rest of the week off. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm so sorry he didn't show up. I did post a picture on my stories on Instagram, so you could go over there. I'm going to make sure that there's new commands for the books that we picked this month and that they're on Discord. Thank you for the follow, Bobby. Books about to be written in seconds. Once I start being able to write entire novels. Oh man, it's already happening. But I'm not worried about it, Bobby. You know why? Because humans will always be humans, and it's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it. Okay? We're just gonna make it so. Thank you so much for being here. Please take care of yourself. I'm gonna do that too this week. But it's important. Okay? Be gentle. Be kind. Drink more water than I did during this stream, please. For the love of books. And I'll let you know on Instagram and Discord when I'll be back, maybe. Or you'll see my timer pop up on Instagram at the very least. And yeah, I'll let you know. I love you. Drink water. And I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.